And we're live. Perfect.
Hey.
Hey guys.
Hey
I know she's still here
guys.
with me today. I told you she's gonna be around here for a while. She's hey.
Don't get tired of me yet.
Don't get tired of her, please. Thank you. So
You
today
can
we
hear me
are
well, right? You can hear me. You
yeah, I
can hear
can hear
me.
you perfectly. What about
Okay,
me?
good.
This is our second take. Okay.
Yes.
We tried live the first time, technical difficulties, but we're here today, okay? Because
Yeah.
we want you guys to really listen to our what did you call it that time?
First Daughters review.
First Daughters review. Very, very important.
Yes.
And this movie we're reviewing today is called Finding Me by Funke Akindele. I think she acted in it and she produced it, right?
Yes, she did.
It's her production company. I almost said producing
Yeah. I
company.
don't know if she directed though. I need to. I think she directed too.
She directed.
Yeah, I'm not 100 on that though, but I think she did. I can check real quick. Yeah.
Wow. 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 That's amazing. Very
Yes.
talented lady. I love that for her. And so today we're talking about that. And what are your first impressions on the movie Finding Me? If you're
Oh,
coming in,
she
make sure
co-directed Finding Me.
you mm-hmm.
Yeah, with Isioma, I think it's Isioma
Isioma,
Osajo.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So what did you think? What do you think? Tell me.
beautiful movie. There, I don't, you know me, I like to go straight to the point, Viva. So like, it was a really, I don't want to be around the corners and be like, oh, and this and that. It was a beautiful movie. I think that it was beautifully scripted. The cast was just the right cast. Like, I've tried to
Mm.
think in my head of who else would have played
Who else
different
would
roles,
yeah.
and I can't put anybody in those scenes. Like, it just seemed like the cast was picked perfectly. I
Yeah.
would I would even be surprised if there are auditions taken. You know,
Auditions taking, what do you mean by that?
like auditions for the roles. Like, I wouldn't be surprised
Oh,
like
okay.
if they were, yes,
Yeah.
because it was just perfectly
It
picked.
was
Like,
perfect.
everybody
I
was
like
nicely picked. You know,
everybody talked in. Again,
yes,
another
everybody,
movie
like,
where
they
everybody
had rent
talked.
to pay. They had
Eh,
rent to pay. Everybody gave their, like, like, everybody came to work ready.
oh
But
my god.
also knowing Miss Funke Akindele, like, everybody says she doesn't play on her sets. Like, she's not that kind of person where, like,
Hmm.
you have to bring your 100 to work.
Wow.
And
I
and
love
that's
that.
why every time you see her productions, you can tell people came to work. You
Mm.
know, from you've watched the one she did the last time,
The
her
Four
last
Brothers.
movie. What's that?
Is it the one with the brothers where they were all
Yes, yes, yes,
Sons of Judah?
yes.
I love that
So
movie.
when you look at,
For a
her
child called Judah
history,
something.
like her, like her portfolio, is, you can see excellence. It screams
Yeah.
excellence. So Finding Me, I wasn't really expecting anything less. I would have been surprised if I saw anything less than what I saw. So she gave it her best. I could see the work. Um, the movie script, like, I feel like, it may be something that people may have seen in a different format, but it
Mm-hmm.
still had a different flavor to it when, we watched it. So I loved everything. The cast, the
Hold it there.
crew. I'm
Hold it there.
sorry.
Let's talk about the flavor.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Let's talk about the flavor of the movie. In on a scale of not on a scale, but the genre, what will we classify this genre as? Like, you know how you have rom-com, you have thriller, you have action. What will we put this movie as?
It's giving rock thriller because it's everything that a rom com.
Everything.
It's
Everything.
giving
Everything was just
everything.
thrown
It's
in.
giving everything,
Oh
like
my god, I was
everything.
so
I
impressed. I
like
was
I like I like how it wasn't strictly just romance.
mm.
You had a mix of action, a little bit of action. It's little,
Yes, because that's
you
how it
know.
started out. It started out as romance. Let's talk about how it started out. So it
Yes,
started out as a guy narrating his life married to this woman here,
yes,
Funke Akindele,
yes.
extraordinaire, very
Brilliant.
from a rich family.
Mm-hmm.
She's CEO, very giving woman. She's
Generous,
established,
yes.
generous, and
Caring.
everything. very,
Mhm.
very lovely lady. But
Yes.
apparently, according to the guy that is her husband, she cannot dress. And to be honest, let me not lie. Let me not lie. Let me be honest. When I first saw
So
him,
hard dressing. I was like, well, like, see, your
I was just
CEO
like,
is not CEO. Like, give it up. Like,
the continents are
yo,
not meeting. The continents are not meeting. What's
it's not
going on here?
meeting. It's
So
not.
I was just
The
yeah,
hair pissed me off the most. I'm like,
who?
ma'am, you're making so much money to be carrying that kind of hair. Like why?
Let's
Why
talk
do
about
you
the
have
budget.
a like? Why?
Can we get a budget on these wigs?
Like, like some allowance or
The
something.
budget.
Ah, gosh, yeah. That hair was not giving. That hair
The hair
stressed me
was,
out the
the
most.
hair was pissing me off.
It was
But
pissing me
anyway, we
off.
start with the husband, and he's narrating the story about how they're married, but the wife cannot dress, like we had earlier stated. And then the guy has to sort himself out as a guy. The way he said it, as a guy,
Yeah, say, guy, I have to do this for
I
my
have to
man.
do
You
this for
know,
my. I was just like, who are you
you know.
representing again? So after he said, as a guy, I have to sort myself out. I was like, what does he mean, sort himself out? Sure enough, we went straight into the sex
Bam.
scene.
Screw,
Yo,
screw.
let's talk about that sex scene real quick. Hold on, what was going on?
That scene was so chaotic. You know,
I
choke me,
said,
choke me, choke you to where? Choke you to where? Choke.
yeah, choke me, daddy. Now you go enter hospital.
And he choked her
She
for
died.
real.
Yo, I thought
You
she
know?
died because there were so many points in the movie that I felt like we'll get a switch,
No, she didn't
right?
die. She didn't die. She.
I thought that she
Oh, you
was
thought
going
she
to
died? Yes,
die
at
moment.
first. Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I thought that, oh, this is a story of now how he accidentally killed the side chick and how he's
yes.
because initially he was narrating the story, so I thought we were getting his point of view
Of
on what
you.
happened. Yes.
Yes, I get you.
Initially
Yes,
that's what I thought. But then sure enough, she survives. Thank God, praises be.
yes.
And found out later on that the girl is Sharon Oja. Yo, why does Sharon like to act all these kind of
No,
roles?
I don't think that was Sharon that he was doing that with, though.
It was Sharon.
What? Are you sure?
Yes. I went back like 3 times. He was doing it with Sharon. Are you seeing something?
Yes. How come I'm reviewing the movie? I didn't even realize that was Sharon. I thought it was
Was
a random person.
no, it was Sharon. I looked back. I went back and I looked at her lips. You see, this how I'll be going into it. I looked at her lips. I said, "This looks like Sharon's lips." So, and I went forward into the movie and I looked at the lips. Then I went back. I said, "It's Sharon. That's the girlfriend now."
Oh,
Becca.
okay. So it makes sense for the why he got the why he sent her that message later on in the movie.
Yes, exactly. Later on in the movie.
Okay.
So, okay.
That's
So
nice.
as we're going forward now, he's married to this lovely lady and she's the CEO. But this woman now has a problem in her family. She's the CEO, but her brother wants to overtake her because he feels like as the firstborn and firstborn male, he should
Yes.
have ownership to the company. Can you speak to that?
Yes. That was a very. I mean, we come from Nigeria, which is a very like it's a highly patriarchal country. Like everything about Nigeria is pushed towards the men when it comes to leadership roles. So just knowing that even with all her degrees and accolades and how smart she is, somehow the brother still
Somehow.
assumed that he was the one that was meant to get, the position, even though
Yeah.
he knew that he wasn't worthy of that position. He couldn't handle it. But what even stands out most is that even their father knows that his son can handle that position. And
Right.
I don't know. Let me get into a bit of also, her dad. Also, I liked that her dad was a very would I say fair person. He wanted his children to get positions based on their qualifications of how good they were, not by just the whole whether you're male or female. and he made it very
Mhm.
clear to him. If you
He
remember
made
in
it
one of,
clear.
yeah, if you remember in one of the scenes, he had told him when he came, when in the first beginning, in the beginning scene after they had the meeting, he told when the son came for the meeting late, and he told the son, "Why didn't you call
Your
your
sister.
sister to tell?" It was like, why have you told me to call my sister? Like, why? Really upset. And that told him, said, at home she's your sister, but in this office she is your boss, and so you have to
Mhm.
reach out to her. And he didn't like that. He didn't like that his dad said that to him. He was so pissed off. He went back home. If you watch, he went home to go report to his mom
To
about
his
what.
mom. Okay, so okay, we are moving
Yeah.
along. Perfect. I like that you said that. I really do appreciate the father for how he stood in for his daughter. Like he really
Yes.
believed in her. And at the beginning of the movie, they also talked about how she came from a family, how they came into their wealth. The father was an illiterate. For the
Yes.
father to fully understand that qualification is qualification, no, it doesn't have anything to do with gender, really,
Yes.
really impressed me in the movie
Oh,
because you don't see
yes,
that
that's true.
often. You
Mm-hmm.
don't see that often. A lot of
Yes.
Nigerian men will side with the man because he's the man, if we're
Yes.
being 100% honest. So
Yeah.
for the father to really esteem his daughter, I feel like of all the men in her life, the father was the one who really championed her, who gave her the confidence that she needed
Hmm.
but she wasn't seeing it because we'll get into
We'll get
the
there. Yes, we'll get there.
she just wasn't seeing it that she had her father's love. She
Yes.
was the apple of his
Of
eye.
the man's eyes. But
Yeah,
also, let's also say this just to be balanced. Many times when you've put blood and sweat into a business, you lose emotions at that point. You no longer look at the business from an angle of, oh, is this family or is this not family? You're looking for who is competent to handle that business well.
that's true.
So if, say for example, now I own like Apple, and I have like family members that need to get a job, and they are not good at creating the products that will push Apple to the next level, I'm not going to put them in that position just so I can be that I'm having family. There are other roles to put them in that doesn't have to be a role that can either make or mar, how far my company goes in the next stage. So I feel like that was one of the reasons the father saw that, yes, it's a boy and a girl that I have, but my daughter will push the company to the next level.
Mm.
In the meetings, he's just sitting down there like a boss. She's the one giving the whole
Doing
talk.
the idea,
Yes,
like
he's
that
the
would be
one doing all the, yes, so
Joshua.
yeah, you know, they both had opportunities to progress and be better, but
Mm-hmm.
he was the one that took up the opportunities and ran with it. She had 2 degrees,
Mm-hmm.
two,
She had two masters,
two
not
master's
degrees,
degrees, exactly.
two
Not even one,
master's
two.
degrees.
Even her
Nah,
husband,
she
with all the
was
whole, I don't
qualified.
like how she dresses, could attest that she was
That she was
brilliant.
brilliant. That's what he
You
said in
know,
the first part of the movie.
yes.
Yeah. Let's talk about her husband. Okay. If
Ooh,
that's her husband, I
I
don't
do
want
not want him. Please keep
I
him.
want
Keep him.
you is
he
married now. That's what he was giving. No, just this
No.
this Nigerian woman mentality. God
But
free
let me
us.
shock you, Biba.
What?
This
Tell me.
this movie is, one thing about movies that I love is that sometimes when we watch movies, we think that it's always, fiction. It's not real, like it's just stories, like in someone's head. But I can
No.
tell you, I can beat my chest and tell you that this is the reality of a lot of
A lot.
women. Not
Especially
even
in
just
that
in
Lagos.
Nigeria, like in the world.
In that Lagos.
Yo, you keep calling for Lagos, like Lagos, Lagos.
Oh, Lagos is the wild, wild west. I'm
It's the
sorry to
wild,
anybody
wild
that's
west.
living
That's
in
true.
Lagos.
That's true. But for real, because tell me why a woman that is so progressive,
So
you know,
accomplished.
is so accomplished, is stuck in a place, in a marriage as this. And you're telling me a CEO. Should I go into this really, Alexander? Because I'm getting pissed off right now with this
I'm
whole
telling you,
this
this movie
man.
triggered me on so many
He
levels.
triggered me on
Like,
so
let's
many
talk
levels.
about
Like, first of all, your wife is not sleeping in the same room with you. Second of all, you haven't touched your wife in God knows how long.
how long, but you're touching
Third,
other girls,
third
you're
of
looking at
all, you talk down on her to her face in front of
to
the
her
staff.
face
In
in front
front
of the
of the
staff, in front
staff.
of the child. Let's talk about the child, right? Let's talk about the child. So, in the first scene, the reason why she left that meeting that she was in a hurry to leave was because she had to go and pick up her son from
Her
school
son.
for getting into
A fight
something, a
at school.
fight with another girl. And they asked him why when he came home. What happened there really? Why did you get into this fight? And he was telling his dad who was not there, by the way. Oh, his dad did not intercede because he was there choking another girl. So he was shouting, "Choke me, daddy! Choke me,
Choke me,
daddy!"
daddy, choke me.
Now
Oh,
she's
gosh.
on the verge of death, but now you are here shouting at your wife as to why she wasn't faster to
Available.
like.
Oh, God.
But they called the two of us so many times. Like, I was just so confused.
And she
I'm
even said, I'm always the one that goes to pick up
always
this
the
boy, take
one.
him to school. Like, what are you
I do
doing?
school runs. I do everything. I still work. I'm still a CEO. I'm still a full-time
What are
CEO.
you doing?
Then you, being the man of the house, calling the boy to ask him what happened. He said because she had big bum bum. I called her fatty bum bum and her stomach is round. You scold the boy, and now turn around when your wife
Immediately.
like
Like,
without hesitation. Now turn around and say, eh, what's her name? Self, I've gotten. Let's say for Foluke, look at your stomach.
my God.
It's just getting bigger. You're getting bigger now. Go and do
Oh
liposuction.
my God.
Like, I know
Oh
he
my
did not
God.
just do
I
that.
was like,
I was I was mortified. I said,
she even told him,
this is
like, in
this
front of
is
her, you
where
see
the
her
death
face.
from. Hmm.
You know what? Let's give it up for Joseph Benjamin. That's the name of her husband in the movie.
Right.
He he was amazing. If you he triggered everything.
He triggered
The
everything.
first time I watched him was in a movie he did with Inse Ipe Etim many years ago. I think it was
Mm,
Mr. and Mrs. I can't remember right now. You know, but in that movie he was so mean to Inse. That's
mm.
the same thing we're seeing, in this movie. And honestly, with how soft he looks on his face, you would never ever think he would play such a character.
Ah, he nailed it. He
But
looked
he
real.
nailed it. He nailed it.
Before we go further into discussing the husband, if you're in the room, please like the live. This just lets YouTube know to push it out to more like-minded individuals like
Yes,
yourself,
please
and it
like the
helps
light.
our channels as well. So like the live, all right? Or if
Yes.
you're watching the playback, like the video because this helps the algorithm. So
Yes.
back to what you were saying. This man, mm-mm. If I
Mm-mm.
watch any of his movies in the future, I'll be giving him side eye because he played this role too well.
He played his role too much.
Like
Way too
the
much.
gist of the narcissist, it was too much, man. And then him and this is doctor friend, birds of the same feather.
Birds of the
The
same.
doctor was
Even his friend was even his friend was bad in like, would I say, activities, but he was
mm,
bad in character. It's two different kind of bad
oh,
from what I saw. No, bad
okay.
is bad, we know,
That
but there
is
are
bad
levels
though.
to bad. There are levels to be bad also. His friend was a kind of, okay, I will cut corners to get what I want in my hospital. But
Yeah.
he was a bad of emotional, like you're hurting your wife. Like his friend did
Just
not.
they were not sleeping in the same room, like you said earlier. They were not having sex. She was begging to be touched. The day that he was on the phone in his room, he was looking at his phone and he looked up and Fuke Akindele came in and she was doing the sex striptease. I was cringing.
I was cringing like inside. I was like, "What is
I
this?"
just had second embarrassment.
Oh
She's
gosh, I
like,
was
is
like,
this not
let
what
the
you
ground
like?
open. Let the
Is this
ground
not what you
open.
like?
Like he wore red and white, like all those what they call that thing? All those
Sexy nurse
the- I was
with
like,
candy stripe
I'm sorry,
stockings.
you look horrible. I'm sorry.
So
I'm sorry.
And then that her braided wig again. Oh
That
my
braided
god.
wig again.
Braided wig no go sell for Nigeria again after
It
that.
was no, honestly, like after that movie, I felt disgusted by braided wigs. After that movie, I was like, no, you can't catch me with the braided wig
You
right now.
can't catch me
I
with
need some
braided
time
wig.
to relax and get back into it.
Let's talk about this her friend.
Ooh, her friend was a real one.
This girl was a real
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Like,
I love how she was not a yes friend.
yeah,
Like she wasn't like obviously you could tell from the movie line that her friend was also well to do on her own.
on her
So it
own
wasn't like
because then
yes,
she's in town.
she was also and she was always not in town. So I like that they made it in a point like she wasn't always in town because if she was always in town, I would have been like, come on, at this point, like drag your friend by her hair, like let's go, let's go. But at this point, you could see that she was coming in from town, coming back in, and anytime she would come back into town, she would hear something new about
Mm,
how Funke has been going in her marriage, and even surprisingly, for what we could even tell in the movie, Funke didn't even disclose everything she was going through in
she
her
didn't
marriage with her friend.
disclose. She did, and most married people don't anyway
That's
because
true.
you shouldn't.
That's
To
true.
be honest, you can't tell your friends everything about your marriage. It's
That's true.
just
Too.
at
Hmm.
some point you're just gonna have to keep it to yourself. Even your
Yeah.
relationship, you should hold some things near and dear to your heart. But she wasn't telling her crucial things,
Things.
and I feel like at some point, and this is just a lesson to women out there, first daughters especially, where we feel like we need to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders just
Mm.
because we need to keep up appearances or them not
Appearances.
say, or you don't want to worry people also. That is also
Mm.
a first daughter syndrome where you don't want other people to be worried about you and
Yes, but you worry about people.
yeah, but you worry about people. You're the warrior, but the same can be done for you. So it's just a lesson. Like if there are vital things that you feel like you cannot share, that's a red flag. That's like a
Yes.
very huge red flag.
Because love is blind. Let's be
Mm,
real. Love is really blind. Sometimes you have to have a good community or support system around you to be able
right.
to share because I mean I'm going to say personally, even in my personal life, whenever I'm talking to somebody, I don't like to keep it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I like to share it with at least one person in my circle. And I
Mm-hmm.
do this because I know that at that time my emotions may be confusing me to what is really before me. you
Mm.
know but when you can trust someone to say, okay, this is what I'm seeing, the person
Judgment
is
free.
not in love with the person you're in love with. Their eyes
Yes.
is clear. They can be like, wait, like, hold up, what did you say you did? Or what did he do? Or so when you do these things, you protect yourself. Trust me, I've had girlfriends that would hide who they're dating from you, and then obviously, so at some point they start to see the red flags, but it's too late at that time because they've been neck deep into it. So
Mm.
if you can tell someone about the things you're seeing, even if you don't
Mm.
really understand it, just share with someone that you trust. Keyword:
Mm-hmm.
trust. Not someone that
Trust.
is just going to take it and
Nothing.
just go.
Yeah, spread it
Mm-mm.
around. No, you gotta be careful. Please
Yes.
like the live if you're coming in
Please
and drop
like
us
the
a comment.
live, guys. Share it if possible. Thank you.
Yes, you. So yeah, her friend was a real one. I loved her friend. She did the business. She held her
Yes.
friend accountable and she wanted the way she wanted the best for the friend. It was now even more than her. The friend
Yes.
wanted for herself. Like she was like, "Come on, babes, you deserve better. You deserve this. You deserve that." You know, and it just made me realize that those are the type of people you need in your corner. So
Especially
the friend,
especially in your 30s and 40s, you need a good
ah,
community.
really need a good community.
You do.
So the friend comes into town, and Atinuke, I think that's her name, right?
Yeah. Is that her name in the movie?
In the movie, my I don't forget.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Akindele.
Actually, let's just stick to her original name.
With that. So she was filling her in on what's been happening with her marriage, and she was telling her that basically the guy, her husband, that is Joseph Benjamin, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh. That he has not been touching her and everything. And from the friend's reaction, you can see that the girl doesn't like the guy. Like
She doesn't like she sees him
from
for who he really is.
she sees him for
Yes.
all the filthiness that he is.
Yes.
And she was just like, let's say his name is Bolaji. God, I should have written the names down. But let's say his name is Bolaji. She was like, no,
Color, yeah.
color, color again, color this, this color save, this color. So she was really, really not liking the guy.
Mm-mm.
And you could see it, and she kept advising her friend that you take care of yourself. You need
Yes.
to invest in yourself. You need to, point to, and me, I'm that friend too. I'm the one
No,
that's
you
going to
are.
remind you, self-care is the
Self-care.
best
Key.
care you can give to yourself as
Yes.
women, mothers, sisters, daughter, anybody. Self-care is number one. So she's like reiterating that to her, and she's letting her know that, okay, see, this guy, men are visual. Like, invest in yourself. And she wasn't even coming to it with the point of, oh, he might like it. She was just like, for you.
For you.
But Atinuke was very, very clouded in in just
She
knowing
wasn't
what was
seeing, she wasn't hearing, she was just in
it
her,
was
like the guy had done a good work on her.
he
Like he
had
had
done a
really
number on
messed her
her.
up. And
Yeah,
I feel like she just felt, let's just be frank. Sometimes some men are really cute. And as a lady, you may feel like you don't deserve that. Yeah, let's be real. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen ladies that marry people that are very handsome, and you can just tell that in their head they feel like this guy is too handsome for me. I cannot, like, how did I even bag this? Yes, they're like, how did I bag this? I see the look on your face because just
sorry.
because just because me and you don't think that way doesn't mean that they're not women out there that don't think that way. It's just like a lady bagging a celebrity, for example. So women will always feel like, or more like, I caught something, like, hey, I'm telling you, it's happening. It's
Is it
happening.
not? Is it money?
That's why celebrities would have girls everywhere.
I
Why
I
are they
hear you. I
why?
hear you about the celebrity one, but
Yes.
because you're fine, I'm fine too.
Trust me, Biba. Trust me. Like, I'm telling you,
What?
I'm not even capping, I'm telling you real stuff happening.
Okay,
Yes.
Sha, I believe you. I don't believe that you lie,
Yeah.
but it doesn't make sense to me because I'm always the cute one. Okay.
Exactly. Like, if you bag, you know who I am. Like, you
I
bag me,
mean,
I'm
you
free.
got
Like,
your body.
period. Period. But
Period.
some girls just have that insecurity. They just
Right.
feel like, you know. So when that
Yeah,
happens, so I feel like in this case, like, the guy really did a good number on her.
he
He
did.
did.
He warped
He
her
really
mind.
he messed with
And
her.
when you recover from, when you realize that you've been with a narcissist, and it takes a long time to recover from that because your mind is kind of like mush now. They've molded
Yes.
your brain. They molded
Okay.
your brain in a way you have to start on so
Yes.
much
Yes.
just to feel like, I will tell you honestly, you will never really feel like who you were before.
Hmm.
You will never feel like, and take it from me, I've experienced it.
You
You will
have.
never feel like,
I've,
yeah,
oh wow. Okay.
you would never feel like who you were before,
Hmm.
but you're gonna have to leave that person in the past.
Hmm.
Now you're a better version of yourself because you know differently now.
Yes.
And the fact that you came out, yeah, that is what should be celebrated actually.
Whew.
So It's a lot. So I was that's why I said this movie was very triggering. Very triggering. But I was just like, eh. And so the Funke Atinuke, her husband, her friend, now her friend is encouraging her to start working out. So she goes and registers at the gym. She
Yes.
gets a trainer, she started working out, and her trainer is he kind of cute too. Her trainer too, now we're
Effa.
following him.
Effa Iwara. That's his name.
This
Effa.
guy. Yeah, her trainer kind of cute. And
Effa
I'm
is
looking like,
cute, cute.
that's your trainer. Me Steph, I'll be going to the gym
I'll
every
be going
day.
to
Oh.
the gym. Let's go and carry some
No, you are very
weight.
quiet. I'll be there. I'll open the gate for the gym. I'll say, it's time. Oh, people should come. Oh.
You need to go.
But she starts taking care of herself, and now she's working out, and
Yes.
we see her putting more into herself, showing herself some love, and we start following the story of the gym trainer. So
He's going through his own drama too. He's going
this
through
one too, this one,
this one
and
too.
I'll
They
tell you
wash his
what,
head. They wash his
they
brain
wash
too.
this guy's head with
Ah. You know what he showed us? He showed us that you can see narcissists as men and as women. It's not only one gender. That
And
was
I
what he
think
showed
that
us.
was the message here. That was the
That was the
key
message here.
message because they said it too. They said it's not just one gender. Everybody they collect
Everybody
whatever
they
they.
collect too. This
It
guy,
doesn't matter.
his sister was telling him, Rest. You're not. You have your own
Yes,
issues. Rest."
you have your own issues. I love his sister too. Another accountability holder. Because she
Yes,
was telling the guy, this one, he has gotten call from his girlfriend. His girlfriend was a mommy, and he
Dada.
got called from her.
Omo,
And
you can act too.
she
See
can
the
act. She
cry.
was
The
like,
cry she was crying there. I thought it was real
I
at first.
said, is she okay?
I shocked.
That was the first time I'd seen her on screen. I said, is this babe okay? Ha. She was crying, telling him that her mother has cancer and everything. That this is where I was confused.
Okay.
Because she said that it was 500K, Abby,
Mm,
that they
no,
needed.
I
They
think that
needed
was what they needed to start the treatment.
start the chemotherapy, right?
Yes.
So they needed 500K. Then he now asked her, what about the money I sent you last week? Hey, that one I've used it for. I said, use it for what? They gave you money for something. Why didn't you use it for that thing that they gave it to you
Huh.
for? So I was like, this is fishy. Then immediately, because his sister owns a shop,
Yes.
immediately she turned around. He turned around and he was about to ask her, he said, hey, I don't get money, I don't get money. I beg.
No, ask me. No, ask me. Apparently, he has been
That's
asking her for money. You know.
Mm. So he's collecting from his sister to give to the girl. I was like, this is very, very the way her response to that question just let me. I said, this baby is not she's not pure.
Yes.
Sure enough, we fast forward to where now they're
He comes
following
to the
his
house.
story. He
Mm,
now comes to the house, exactly. So he comes to the house and he's sitting with the mother and the sister and the brother, and the mother is all covered
yes.
in salt and everything. And then he says, oh, they just got a call. They need 2 million for this. And everyone's like, He's like,
A
don't
man
worry.
will die.
Oh, oh. And he says, don't worry. I, so and so, will raise the
As
money.
what? Who are you? As Odogu or what? Who are you? Who are
Why?
you? Who are you?
Is a complex that narcissists look for in people. I want you guys to notice that both of them had similar traits. That's the trainer and the CEO, Funke Akindele. They both had similar traits. They wanted to always help. That is what
Yes.
narcissists look for.
Yes.
Hi, Kenneth Chuku. Please like the live. He's
Please
sending us
like the
hearts.
like, guys.
Oh,
Like
that's
the like. Like the life. Sorry. like
like the
the
that twice as fast. So
like.
that's what narcissists look for. They always want people
yes.
who are givers
Who are
because it is
givers?
their personality to take, take, take,
Hmm.
take, take.
Hmm.
Because the sister reminded him, say, you don't try for this babe. Oh. You keep giving everything, but what about you? Like you're barely standing on your own 2 feet. Now
Peace.
we now fast forward to where they're showing the guy he's trying to hustle and promote this lounge, this club. So um he's also, because he's the trainer to the friend Sarah and
Yes.
Funke Akindele. Where is she? Oh, I took her down. He's the friend to both of them. It makes it easier for them to connect. So one day, I'll get to this point, but I want to backtrack and let you know why Funke Akindele was even being invited out by the trainer and Sarah, her friend, right?
Okay. Yes.
So one day, oh, they're having meeting presentation at the office, and Funke Akindele is the boss, the CEO, obviously. And we pan the camera to, guess who we see? Choke me, daddy, choke me, daddy. The choke me, daddy girl is the one presenting to her boss,
Her
who is Funke
boss.
Akindele. Now remember that at the beginning, the girl that was shouting choke me, daddy, or Sharon
For
Oja,
Sharon, yes.
that's who is presenting. So she is knowingly dating her boss's husband.
Ah, God.
My brain,
The
I couldn't.
audacity.
The audacity. I said, this girl is mad. And they purposely put you remember in the first scene where she had the mask over her,
Yes.
they purposely did that because they wanted you to make the correlation. So
Oh, I didn't catch it. I
while
didn't
she was
catch
doing the
it.
presentation, she got a text from K Love, who is caller.
K-Love, yes.
Save his name as K Love. K Love sent her message. I want your head behind my head, or something, your legs
Yeah,
behind.
not very.
One sexy text message like that. So she quickly swipes up. So Funke is now esteeming her employee and telling her this was a very good presentation. We like it. Let's do a small huddle together. So she leaves her phone and then she goes to get something outside. Before she comes back in, K Love has called the phone again and it shows
Yes.
up picture. I said somebody else's husband. Now you call the snap picture.
They
They
put
put for ring.
that girl has audacity. She has
Sarah
guts.
needs to stop acting these roles. I'm telling you, I'm tired of seeing her in these roles. It's giving premium side chick. I can't they look say, say
No,
that.
hey, 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 let's go. Cassie, please, 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 let's keep it going,
But that's
please.
easy for today. So sure enough, she comes back
Yeah,
and she's like, your phone is ringing. So she picks it up and wants to give it to her. She now sees her husband on the, is that my husband on your phone? And he's like, no, it's not your husband. That's my husband on your phone. Why is my husband on your screensaver? She asked her to open it. She said, no, I cannot. I'm sorry, I cannot. She said, no, open your phone. She said, no, I can't. I said, sorry, ma, that's infringement of privacy. I said,
audacity,
you get my, you chop liver.
audacity.
Oh.
Give me audacity.
Next thing we see her,
Hey,
she's packing her box, her desk, she's cleaning it up and she's leaving. They don't fire the babe. Sure enough, no qualm.
I, I don't even think they fired her. She on her own was
Oh,
like
she's on her own
no.
left.
She packed up
Okay.
on her own. She was like, I don't have time for this nonsense.
What's your smashing? Okay. So find out. Funke has now pieced it together. Kola is not answering, and before then, Kola had asked her for money. Now
500
imagine this,
million.
500 million
500
naira.
million.
Yes,
Hey,
500 million naira. Kola had asked her for money, but she couldn't come up with it because that's a lot of money last minute. And
she told him that she hey God, sorry.
talk,
Alan, the
talk.
audacity in this movie.
The
The
audacity
audacity in this
high
movie.
was at a premium high.
She told him that she was going to give him the money, but that was when she gets her the money from her business. He said, Sasha says, screaming premium side chick.
It's giving
He's giving
she needs to stop acting those roles.
like 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 she had so much audacity, like to where that okay, her husband in particular had the guts to ask
Mm,
for that kind of amount of money, 500
five
million.
hundred
Where do
million.
you want her to get it from? Where?
And you know
Yes.
how he had just insulted her the night before, but then he comes
Yes.
to
Go
pick
see it,
her up.
Joshua. It's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. It's
Go
so
see
good.
the movie.
So
It's so
good. I
good.
couldn't sleep until I finish.
Yeah, you can't sleep. You finish it.
But so anyway, let's fast forward. So the 500 million naira was now the sum. He had insulted her the night before. No, that morning he had insulted her in front of the housemaid, like, ah, see, you're getting fat. And she's all trying to be sexy for him. Just keep
Yes.
putting her down, putting her down. This man picks up the phone. She looks at the phone and says, ah, caller, what is it? Let me answer. Hello, caller. Ah, my dear, my darling wife.
Ah.
Why are you calling me by my first name? What happened to our endearment? Yeah,
Aled, Aled.
what the hell?
Wow.
Ah,
That's
my darling
particular
wife.
thing.
That's where he now proceeds to ask her for
She
the
was
five.
not even smiling. I was like, Ati, what's funny?
As
Why are you
in,
smiling? This man is about to scam you. What are you smiling for? It's
so
not
she was,
funny.
because he knows what she wants, and that's the thing a narcissist would do. They will cookie crumb, they'll breadcrumb you, like give you little little, okay, so that you remember the good old days when you guys used to carry and go to the family park and
And I don't think that he did any of this while they were dating before they
that's
got
the
married.
thing. So that's another thing. But he's giving her false hope, basically. So with that 500 million in hand, in mind, when she couldn't come up with the money, he freed her. He didn't show up that night. She was thinking that she was about to get some that night. Person where they beg for knack since. She thought that she would get it that night. He said no. um so now back to the point in which I was talking about, to where she was now down and depressed. She's now also remembering the 500 million naira that he had asked her, coupled with finding out he has a side chick now, and the side chick was who she was working for, her employee.
Yes.
Now she's down and depressed, so she picks up, she's in a bad mood. Her friend calls her, ah, you need to come out, this trainer guy is we need to show
Opening the
up
lounge.
promoting. Yeah, he's promoting the lounge. And
Yeah.
then as he's now promoting the lounge, we need to support him. You know that people need to come. Say, I cannot come, I'm tired. But surely her friend promises, this her friend, her friend promises to come
Yeah.
and pick her and take her out. So that's what they do. And she shows up at the lounge, and my girl is sloshed. Like sloshed.
She never even sit down yet. She don't really go.
She's already drunk.
Just go.
She's flushed, she's gone, and she's just drinking glue, 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 glue. And you could tell like she's already drunk. And he was thanking her, that's the trainer guy, was thanking her for coming out and everything. So fast forward to now, she goes home, she's now confronting Kola after the fact that she has found out now that he is sleeping with her employee. The employer has already told him what happened. That's Sharon. Sharon
Yeah.
has already told Kola that your wife, this is what
And
happened.
told him to give her hell when he gets home. Can you imagine the audacity? It's
See,
the
this side,
audacity for me.
they have
They
it.
are mad.
They have it. Whatever they have, it's it. So anyway, so fast forward to now, they are confronting each other after not talking and seeing each other all day. One
Yes.
thing that she said that off my brain said, now I no kill anybody. So she even knows. She knows
That's
her.
what I told you. That in her
Yeah,
head, she feels like the guy is too cute
that she
for her.
can
For her.
do. Girl, no. You should always be the cute one in the relationship. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. As a
See, I mean, sometimes the man may be finer,
I
but
mean,
trust me, the inner beauty should
always
always be on
inside
point.
your head. In your head, he can be
Your
fine
head,
also. Or
yes, your
in your
head,
head, you're the
finer.
cutest, baddest,
Yes,
finest, everything. So anyway, so now Kola now is talking to her after the side chick has told him that no, you should give her hell when you get home just for embarrassing me in front of people that I don't even need that job. Can you imagine that she was talking to me like that? I say, hey, side chick. Anyway, So Kola now is talking to her. He's denying the girl that he doesn't even know that she's obsessed with him. You know, I'm a good looking guy. Women want me. And she's obsessed with me.
Yes.
That's why she has my picture on your phone. Just gaslighting her. Now, if you want a picture perfect example of gaslighting, that is it. All
Yes.
these things that you people are calling gaslighting every now and again. That what he gaslit her, and she was just like, so what do I do now? I'm here running around trying to get you the 500 million that I've even gotten it. JB is supposed to come in 1 or 2 days. The way he switched, I was, my loving wife.
Oh
I didn't know
God.
that
I
you were
was
working
pained.
I didn't know you were working hard to come and try and get me the money. I thought I was doing this all by myself. I said, no, Kola, I was there. I was trying to get you the money. I was now the money is supposed to come. I said, okay, don't worry. Come here. Shh. It's okay. It's okay. He's now petting her. Sure enough, that night they hooked up. I have to say hooked up because that thing is not marriage that they are doing.
It's
They
not marriage.
they hooked up and she was allowed access into his bedroom because they sleep in separate rooms.
Yes.
And he told her the reason why he doesn't want to sleep with her in the same room was because um she snores.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine? Smell they used to chop breakfast. Now if there is a hey God. Ah. Mm.
Ah, yes, I agree with that. A lot of people marry for the wrong reasons. And I think his
Yes.
reason for marrying her was because she had access, she had financial literacy, and she had access to more money. The guy was
Yes.
money
He
hungry.
just have her dad was like a billionaire, so
Eh,
like he just wanted to be married to a fortunate family.
yes, and that
But
was it.
he
That was
was so lazy, he could not there's no, it was a leech, literally.
so sure enough. Oh, she got money. She got him the money for his business. And in the morning of which they woke up the next day, she woke up and it's like, Kola. And then she's looking at him, oh, my darling husband. And she was like, oh my God, I slept in your room. I slept in your room. And he's like, no, it's okay. Did I snore? Did I snore? I said, hey, Chineke God.
Ah, God.
I
Ah,
said, this is brain mushing. This is not washing. This
is
is mushing.
yes.
So Colin now assures her everything is okay. And I think after that, because now he's gotten the money that he needed for his business. So his business is now moving along and they have an event. And at this event, she is so happy, so proud. But before this event, something
Yes.
crucial happens. Was it before the event or after the event?
Wait,
That
what scene are you talking about?
the father.
That was after the event.
Okay, yeah. So the event now happens, right? And um Funke is very proud, very happy that he did what he did, and he's moving his business along. See her taking photos. Proud wife, Abi mommy. I don't even know safe.
No,
So
you know what? It was before the event. It's before
mm,
the event. Yeah, yes. Because the dad has found out, called her to come to the house, told the police person that it was a family problem. She came to
oh
the house. He
yes,
now
exactly.
told when she now explained to the father that this is what happened, the father was very, very, very disappointed, obviously, and told her that she was going to step down from being a CEO until she pays back his money.
So guys, what we're talking about here is how did she get the 500 million? She took it from her dad's business.
Yes, she
That
was.
five
I
hundred
was
million,
shocked
they
at
were
her
thinking
too.
that money was stolen out of the So the brother was the one that was filing the report, and she was like, "No, I took the money." He said, "What? You
Yes.
did what?" No, she took the money and she gave it to her piece of husband.
Husband, yes.
Piece of husband
Husband.
who is now going to use the money to build his business. So the father was so distrusting of her after that, and he decided to make her step down from CEO of the business. Now she's lost her position in the family company
Yes.
because of man.
Because of man.
So
AKA man.
so anyway, now the company is moving forward and they're having their event, and look at her proud as ever. He's giving a speech. They pull him onto the stage, and
Vote
he's
of
giving
thanks.
a vote of
Thanking
thanks.
everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Quoted
Thank Becca
himself.
Events. Becca Events.
Now, who is Becca Events?
Move
Right?
back. Next slide.
Yeah, let's see who Becca Events is.
Yeah, she has a self-esteem issue. Joshua, she has a self-esteem issue.
She
She really does
definitely
have a
has
self.
a self-esteem
She
issue
does.
because she just get kept giving this guy chance after chance, and he was not deserving at
At
all.
all.
He was not deserving. And then Becca Events, he thanked Becca Events. Becca is his side
And
chick.
we didn't know who Becca Events was at that time. We
I
just thought he
figured it
was
out
a.
because he kept calling her Rebecca, right?
Oh,
So I
okay.
figured Becca Events would be Becca. Until I saw her, I said, it's a lie.
Mm.
This man. Rebecca, the side chick, was who he was thanking, but did not give thanks to his wife, who got him the 500 million naira that was needed for the business.
For the
Was it
business.
500 million or 600 million? It was
Oh,
500.
500. It was
Okay,
500.
so
Yes.
yeah, he didn't thank his wife, and the wife just broken, just going home. Say, this thing color do me, Pino. She's
Like
working.
what hurt me the most was when the wife even saw the Becca events.
She saw her on her way out.
Out. That was where she was now like that was what I feel like that was the first eye opener for her. Like that was what first opened the eye to what is really happening. She just stood, she didn't even fight Becca event. She just stood there, shocked, like he hit her, it dawned on her that you've been a fool all this
Mm-hmm.
while. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? So she now called her friend, and obviously her friend like consoled her and everything. But let's move back. Let's move fast to where her and Effa start to
So she also called her friend, and she also called Effa.
Effa, yes,
She called him, and Effa, being the caring captain, save a woman. I don't want to use
yes,
the term that they use, but
and Captain America, Captain
Captain America will come and rescue you. Before Effa, like there was just so much going on in the movie. It was
we can't
back.
even, guys. You have to go watch this movie. We
You
can't
have to
even
go
say
watch it
everything
by
scene for scene
yourself.
because we'll be here the whole day. So we have
Effa,
to like just pick and
Effa
pick
had
and
even,
cut.
yeah, Effa had even had his own issue,
Yeah,
his
they kind
own
of they kind of bonded through their trauma, shared
yes,
trauma.
yes.
Yes.
So before we get to Effa's story, let's touch on Effa a bit. So Effa
Okay.
one day decides that he's going to get the money. Remember how he was promising her that he's going to get the money from the business. Ooh, you have to hurry up. Internet's acting up. This was his girlfriend, and she was apparently scamming him with the whole family. Now, this guy had given her like 2 million naira, Abby. Yeah, giving her 1 million naira.
Yes. Then I think he gave her 500 first, then gave
Mm-hmm.
her 1 million to where I think he had given her the five. He has brought the 500K to the house, and
Okay.
she didn't know because he had given it to the brother, but he didn't hear back from her to like say thank you or whatever. So he called and she was like, "Oh, who did you give the money to?" And then he said it was the brother. So they asked the brother, like, "Where's the money?" The brother was like, where's my money?" He was like, "Oh, I put the money in bets, you know,
Sports betting.
sport betting."
That's why you are poor.
They now first beat the shege come up for the brother's body first. You understand? So that whole scene passed. We thought, okay, his family issue is over, it's over. Now, if you put the scene where where Effa and the brother was together in the living room, So Effa comes to come and check on his girlfriend now, Abby.
Mm-hmm.
His brother is there enjoying one better plate of rice and chicken. He say, Uncle Effa, this brother, his name is Emenike, I think. Emenike in real life. That guy is crazy. He's a good actor. I love him too. You know, he was like, brother Effa, come in, no, come and sit down. Will you eat rice? You say Effa said, no, I'm fine. You know, next thing we hear the mother screaming the boy's name in the room. You know, if I was like, don't my voice be that? Like, my has cancer. How is
She just
she talking?
exactly.
How is she talking so well? And the boy has sense. He said, okay, if I sit down. He said, what? I said, she's calling. He said, sit down. Next thing, the mother comes into the room, the living room. Wow. Ah, she didn't even see F at that point yet. She
She didn't
didn't
see
see
Effa.
F yet.
She
She
just
was
saw
still,
him.
when she now saw Effa, she then went to run back into the room. That her son that closed the door. She was like, "Oh my god!" Effa said sweating. You see where they have automatic sweat. She was
Mm.
sweating from head to toe. It was like, "What's this?" You know. The guy that started talking said, "Uncle Effa, they've been chopping you. You see my sister. You see my mother. They are Oscar-winning actors.
Hey.
That all this money you've been giving us, they are not sick. No, she's not sick. Rather, they just been eating you." The guy was like devastated.
Mm-hmm.
Devastated. The next thing we now see is where we see where the sister of this boy, that is what's her name, Omawomi. I presume the mom has told her what happened. No, not that. Yeah, told her what happened about the brother exposing them. So she's
Mm.
chasing the brother out of the house.
Mm.
Because they're going out of the house, we now see some women thugs coming in. They're like, "Oh, now you, Abi, you." Oh, what? They now pounced on them like this, like Shaggy, pounced on them. Me, in my own head, I was thinking that maybe the guy did something outside. It didn't hit me there that the thugs were from Effa's
From
sister.
Effa's sister. Effa,
I
I
didn't
say
get it
Effa's
there.
sister doesn't play. Did you
They
see
now
how they were gathered around her domots? Beginning
Yes,
of the movie, I
because
said,
she is
now
the Iya
Ariel.
something of the market women. So
Yes.
it didn't hit me then at that time. I,
Yes.
I loved how they came to the house. They beat
The
they
shaking.
beat the Omaomi and her mother better beating first for their body first. You understand? Beat them. Hey. Then Effa now finds out because the Omaomi calls Effa and is threatening him.
Mm.
Now knows that his sister was the one that sent the talks. Now told the talk. Now told her like, why will you do that? She said, yeah, and I said that street versus street. Unto say they
Mm-hmm.
want use street level,
Abi,
maybe also use street level
this
meet
year
them.
go run you streets.
Exactly, we run you streets too. So I love that's just the whole thing about that whole FR situation.
That's that whole Effa situation. Now Effa is devastated. Effa
Yes.
is now out of how many million naira
Oh my
that he
god.
borrowed just to help this girl that she took advantage of him. So
Yes.
at this point now, Funke Akindele and Effa, she calls him and he comes to pick her up and she's narrating her story to him and then he's narrating his story to her. And that was where they came to the conclusion that it's not by gender. And I love that.
Yes.
I love that so much because it really isn't. Everybody get
And
their own.
everybody can chop breakfast.
Anybody you feel collect water. Nobody
Yes.
exempt. Whether you're a man or women are so bad. Oh men are so bad.
Yes.
Please let's end this gender wars. I beg. I don't tire. I don't tire. I tire today here. I'm sorry.
Yes. Anybody,
I just have
nobody
to
is
break it down.
below. Nobody is below breakfast.
Nobody is below, but everybody is like, if you're bad, you're bad. It doesn't matter if
Yes.
you're a guy or a girl. I don't tire today here every single time. Look at the men. Oh, they're so bad. Oh, look at the women. They're so bad. Please, my ears are
Yes.
ringing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
now, Effa and Funke, they've come together and they've shared their story and now they share a kiss.
You missed we missed where to also share that Effa and Funke are now business partners.
Had they become business
Yes.
partners at that
Yeah,
time?
they have
Lord,
now
this
because
is
they have now because and that was why she became even more closer with Effa.
Oh, with him because yes,
Yes,
she was
because they
investing.
need to work together.
They were beginning to on the lounge to help
Yes,
the
yes.
lounge. You're right. You're right. So now Funke and him are business partners, and now he just kissed his investor. Very unethical effort. Um,
Nah, it's
and
love your mate.
you know, he kisses his madam. Mm.
Yes,
And Funke is like, she's like, whoa, Funke can act. Oh, the way she came out of that kiss, looking
yes.
like, oh my God, I'm so startled. Like, literally,
What
what
happened?
happened? And Effa was just like, it's okay, it's okay. So she dashes out of there. And as they follow along with the story, you're seeing that Funke is avoiding him. She's not really paying attention to him, but
Yes,
he sh- she one day answers, right, and she shows up at his house, and I think they're speaking to each other, and he's esteeming her. Like, this guy really esteems Funke. The
yes.
way he just pours into her,
But you
talks.
know, by then now she had done the makeover. She
No,
was
she had not done the makeover.
she hasn't done yet.
No, because I remember seeing the back of her head and the wig cap.
Oh my
The
gosh!
wig. They did not pull the wig down. Oh no, that
Oh
wig paid me.
god!
That wig paid me. I was just like,
That
oh.
wig hot inside my body. Like I was like, please throw that wig away. I don't want to see it again. I don't want to
So
see it
they,
again.
at this point, they've had their first case, now their second case. She comes to talk to him. I remember, yes, she comes to talk to him, and he's like trying to bring up the story, and she's trying to avoid it. And he's like, "Oh, these walls are so beautiful. Funke, let's talk about last night. Oh, this is so nice. Okay,
Yes.
let's talk about this." And Sarah calls her that she's on her way. So they get into it. They're having their own conversation. And then um after that, after they're having their own conversation, she just he leans in and kisses her again. And
Hmm.
Sarah walks in and sees it. And from there, you can see Sarah jubilating.
Yes.
Next thing, which I didn't quite like. I know you don't like color, but morals are morals. Like, she's married.
Yes. She's
What's wrong
married,
with
and
this with Effa?
there's process to these
Yeah,
things.
there's process. Like,
Right? It's like, I mean, you can't stop the attraction if that's what you're feeling,
and
but you can control yourself not to do that, because that's cheating to me. Yeah. So like, yeah, I agree
yeah,
with that.
yeah. So I didn't quite like that because I was just like, I would never really encourage my friend to do that. I'll be like,
Mm.
okay, you might
Finish, close one chapter
close
first.
one chapter before you move into the
New
next
one.
one. But the way Funke was so stuck on that her husband color, oh. So I kind of also see both sides. But she was like, "Oh, this guy likes you. He's a good guy. I've known him for years and everything." But she's like, "But babe, sure enough, oh, to my surprise, I did not see this one coming in the movie. To my surprise, they start hooking up. They start dating. And he's esteeming her. One day she calls Sarah and she's like, "Oh, I'm about to do my hair." And now we've seen her finally. God, thank God. She has
Finally.
the way I was so relieved. Because when I saw the back of her head and I saw that wig cap, I said, no, there's nothing that
Atifuke.
nothing that
Atifuke.
about me.
Don't wear that wig, please. But that wig was tiring.
It was exhausting.
At some point I didn't blame. At some point I was like, I don't want to blame the husband. I was at some point, but I was like, no, upon still, even though
Even though
upon still.
oh.
Yeah.
So they now start hooking up and they start their love thing going. And I don't know if there's any points that you want to chime in, but
Yeah, I
he
mean,
really,
can I check it? I love the details, but definitely be checking this out. Thank
yeah, for
you.
sure. Thank you.
Thank
I'm glad you
you.
like it. So
Yeah.
for that's she's feeling herself. She's got a new
But
boy.
guess what? Guess what pained me is that
But
even though she was feeling herself, she was still always chiming in on her husband.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Her husband has started taking
Yes.
notes now,
You said
right?
what?
He has started taking notes of the changes.
Yes. He's
He
like,
has started noticing. New week. Ah, where you going? Oh, I'm going out. She would dress all nice and head out. The man no send you, no send you.
No
I
send
remember one
you.
thing that she came back, and just to make things tough, the man was now bringing up, "You're not here for dinner, Lee. Oh, where's my?" And that's one thing they always do. Where's my dinner? Oh, you're not paying attention to what matters. Da, 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 da. Oh, you're supposed to be here for your family. This
Hmm.
woman, Shebi, you said that you want her to look good. Now she's looking good. Problem.
What do you want? Like,
Wetin be
choose
your
what is
problem? The guy was just so like he just had that. He really
about him.
irritates
I get
people.
you.
It was
I
so
get you.
irritating. I was just like, what can actually make you happy? And she's trying actively to make him happy to the point that she's not even telling Effa. When she did that, I was like, "Are you okay?" He was like, they even call her. I thought me changing my look will make
Would
me
change,
look.
would yes, but he's not even seeing me.
He's not seeing me. But he
Ah,
said, "But I see you."
exactly. Auntie now,
I
auntie.
said, "Auntie, come now, wake up small
Abba,
now." It
Abba.
was too much. He was so into her, and he saw her for who she was, but she didn't even recognize it in him. She was so focused on
But
color.
why is it? Why is you know what? Let's talk about this very briefly. Why is it that
Mhm.
women like bad men? You know, like the
Women,
danger men that you're seeing, like they
they're
give
broken.
bad boy vibes. That's the one that we always want to go and talk ourselves inside.
I think they're broken.
Honestly,
I
it's
think that
still broken.
for you to want that, actively seeking that out
When
because
you're
she had
seeing someone that wants to care for you, you
care
choose.
for you and you're choosing the I think you're broken. I think there's something within yourself that you haven't come to the realization
I
of.
I I I actually agree with that
Mm,
because obviously, I mean, in this movie, she was married and dating and dating, so well, cheating with someone else. So that one is too different, and I don't even support. But in the real world, we see cases of where women many times would have a good man that is catering to their every need, esteeming them, checking up on them, and then the bad boy vibe that is not even looking at their face, sending them. That's the one they be having crush on.
that's the
That's the
one
one
you
that they be
become.
wanting to talk to them.
I think it's a self-esteem issue.
It is.
Like
It
you feel
really is.
validated if you get that guy, the girl that every guy wants. Or
Hmm.
it boosts
It boosts yourself like
boosts your self-esteem, it boosts something in you. It's your ego.
it's your ego,
A
yes.
lot of women, and especially black women, because especially black women are ego-driven. And I talk about black women a lot on my, but yeah. Joshua said most bad guys are very handsome, oh, and they get doings join kwa. My dear, you ain't hear it from me. You heard it from Joshua.
Yes.
I know about doings, but give me the nerd.
You be the nerd with money, Sha.
Give me the
Yeah,
nerd with
yeah.
money. I'm good. I'm all right. I don't. Y'all can have that. Y'all can. That's good. You can have that. But yeah, I just think it's ego based. I think it's ego driven, and I think that a lot of women don't realize it on time before it's too late, and they get into their
Hmm.
late 30s, early
Hmm.
40s, even early 30s too. Bitter, confused, annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't
Hmm.
know. So so anyway, back to our story. Let's speed it along because like I said, the movie was very condensed. It was an hour 44 minutes.
Yes.
I saw the timestamp and I said this is wild. But as at
Well, every minute was
was
needed.
worth it. It was
It was
loaded. It
worth
was
it.
packed. It was a
Yes.
lot happening, and we've gotten up onto the point where she and Effa are now together, and I think it was a slow crescendo. But after this part, I'm about to talk about everything just. And I'm just like, how did we
Yeah.
take off like this? It was like we
Yes.
were slowly
Smooth sail.
ascending. Yeah.
Yes.
So at this point now, Funke has been messing with Effa. She's feeling sexy. She's feeling grown. She's in a grown woman era.
Yeah,
You
right.
know? And now Funke, she's not eating. This had cho 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 had well, for my Americans. She
Yes.
talks a lot. Her nanny talks a lot. Her housemaid, her 24
Yes.
housemaid, is just there talking.
Nanny, driver,
Nanny
yeah.
driver, the whole they're seeing everything that's happening. They're like they also have a story to tell in this. So the nanny brought her food and she decided that she's not going to eat it. The way she was acting, all shaky, shaky, I was just like, is Effa in the house? I know she did not bring him to her house.
Yes.
Turns out she didn't. What she did was take a pregnancy test. It turns out she's pregnant. We all know who the daddy is.
You know.
We all know who the daddy is.
Yes.
But Funke doesn't somehow seem to realize that it takes intercourse to get pregnant. And
Because she kept on saying it was why make it make sense. Why was she always saying it was her husband's when they barely
wait, I know because okay, we'll get to that point later, but I know probably why she thought that. She's not been pregnant before. But okay, we'll get to that point. I don't want to spoil it.
yeah.
But she now decides that she wants to keep the baby and pass it on as her husband's. And in her mind, she's so convinced of it and everything. So much so, she even tells her friend. Her friend is excited for her. Say, yes, finally, you can leave that idiot's collar, and now you can
Yes.
focus on Anthony. Is his name.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay,
finally!
girl.
Wow, 1 hour into the movie review.
Nice of you to remember when we're almost done with the review, but okay, but yeah.
So, so Anthony, this sexy specimen of a man,
Mhm.
now a father, but he doesn't know because now Funke is avoiding him. Her friend is encouraging her to talk about it, but she doesn't want to. What she now does, and this is where I also looked at her sideways, was she went to her husband. I think her husband had been asking for something. It's always money related with Kola. Every time, it's always money related.
Take,
I
take,
mean,
take, take,
Kola,
take.
eh?
Say take, 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 take.
Take. Meanwhile, Kola has been noticing the changes in her, but with he had her driver follow her around, right? So Kola now comes and she's talking to him and she told him that she got him something, a money deal. That I found somebody that is going to buy all the plots of land. I know you've been having a problem with that sale and everything. So Kola is now excited. Anytime Funke does something money related, Kola will collect. Funke will get sex that night. So Funke got sex that night because she has given him what he wants, and now she can now pass it off as this is my husband's baby. Little did she know.
Hmm.
So, Kola, Anthony has been trying
Yes.
to reach her. He's not reaching her, so I guess he goes to the friend, and the friend sets up a meeting with them, and she is now very, very pushing back against him, like, don't
Yes.
contact me, I'm a married woman and everything. I think that's when she told him that she has a baby, that she's
Hmm.
pregnant. It was at that
Yeah.
scene that she told him that she was pregnant. Yes, I remember.
Yes.
Because when he got up, I was like, hold on, you trying to fight? The
Yes.
American
He
was
was very
ready.
surprised.
He was surprised.
Yes. He
So
was
he
really
was
surprised.
surprised that she's pregnant. He said, "Oh, I'm the father." He said, "No, you're not the father." He was like, "You and your husband don't have sex. What are you talking about?"
Yes.
It's my husband's baby. Blah, 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 blah. And
He was pissing me off in that scene.
she was really pissing me off because I was like, "Come off it.
At
Use
this
your
point, like, how long does that have to take for it to
uh,
be?
what is it now? Now only you
I don't
they
understand.
are married." So anyway, um Colin Anthony leaves her alone, and fast forward to when he's talking about it to his sister. Now he's telling his sister, he's like, oh God, Anthony, what have you done? This is a married woman. Oh, what you go to
Yes.
from another person's wife? Like, what is this? So Anthony now tells his sister that he's in love with her, and he wants to be with her and everything. She said, I don't know how you want to take run this. Meanwhile, business is flourishing for him, money is coming in, things are looking
Yes.
good and everything. Finally, like, things are picking up for Anthony ever since he got rid of that makeup artist,
Yes.
aka girlfriend. That girl was a witch. But sure enough, witches fly by night, and she came back again. And she came back with proof in her hand. Say she will
Ah,
now,
God.
you guys want to run me street and run me out of here? I got something for you. So she pulls up her phone. She shows up to Anthony's lounge, the restaurant,
Yes.
and then she shows up and she's like, "See this phone? I have everything. I've been following you. I've been tracking you. You're running things with that girl, right? That woman. Now you don't give her belly. She's having your baby." So the sister calmly pulls her to the side.
And I was thinking that this thing she wants to beg her, like,
I told
please.
her she wanted to be diplomatic. She pulled her to the side and she said, "Can I talk to you real quick?" She pulled her and said, "If you don't delete that," like, she threatened her so
No,
much.
she said to her, she said, if you get mind, if you get
If you get
liver,
yeah, if you get
say
liver,
they don't go find you.
he
They
said
don't
your
go find
body
you.
go miss. He said
Big
your
body go
body
miss.
go miss.
The girl
Like,
was shaking
she was shaking.
because she knew that the woman is serious. She's not
Yeah,
playing.
that's a quiet gangster. I love her.
But
Anyway,
where that off me was when she now looked to Anthony. Are you serious? Anthony said that said to her.
yes, yeah, like backup. So that was when she was really shaking. Say, even this guy. So I came to threaten these people, and I ended up being threatened. So that's
Yes.
now passed, and Kola now is curious because now he was able to sell the plots of land. Remember the plots of land that got Funke sex? They were popping
Yes.
champagne, and I was like, "Is she going to drink that? She's pregnant." She didn't drink it. She now told him that she's pregnant, and he was so shocked. Remember that he had the driver following her.
Follow me, yes.
He was shocked. He said, "My wife is sleeping with somebody else," and I was like, "How is he so sure? How is he
Yes.
so
We didn't really
sure?"
get it at that point. We didn't get it yet.
Yeah, I was not getting it at
Yeah,
that
we didn't get it
point.
yet.
So, I think after that, correct me if I'm wrong, but Kola now goes to his doctor friend. Remember, this is idiot doctor friend, birds of a feather. He now goes to his doctor friend and says, "My wife is pregnant." Say yes, that she was telling him that she's going to come and see Felix, that's this guy, and tell him that she wants to run some tests and the results should come out. And then they were like in the scene, they were fake hugging each other because they both knew something, like they were both lying about something.
Yes.
Like, what is it? We know her part, but what's his part? And he goes to sit down with Felix, and Felix is telling him that yes, it is positive, your wife is pregnant. He said, "But how? How? My wife is sleeping with another man. That I had this driver follow her around. He has not reported anything back to me." And Felix is just as confused. He said, "With your condition, you cannot bear children."
Children.
And I was like, what condition does he have? He said, and he kept telling him, like, even later on in the scenes, he tells him, "Calm down. You do not want to have a heart attack. Your blood pressure will go up." So I was like, what condition does he have? And then we pause on that, and then we fast forward later to where Sarah is now talking to her again. And I think at that point was when they sat down and decided to come up with that the doctor should tell the wife that she should come in for a checkup and abort the baby.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Yes, yes. That was where,
yeah,
yes. And
so
then
that was
he was like, no, like, okay, like, slow down now.
just
Like,
slow
we're going
down.
too
This is
fast.
becoming a bit much.
Yes, this is too much now. So he was
Yeah,
like, you don't have any say in this. Like, I made you literally.
literally. And
Like,
then they now explain,
you have a fake license.
you're operating on a fake license. He's just naming all the things that he has covered
And
up.
I was like, huh? I'm like, bro,
This guy,
I
this
thought you were
Indian
good, but
looking black
no.
man, this Indian looking black man is he's
Huh?
just as bad. So he was like,
No.
"Oh, we want her to have an ashmortion." We can't say the word on YouTube, but he wanted to have an ashmortion, and he wants him to cover up for it, and he's like, no, I'm not going to do that, that's very unethical. And he was like, you have to, you have to, you have to. So we now fast forward to Sarah's house. Sarah, the friend, Sarah now comes, and she calls Tinuke over, and Tinuke is sitting down with her. And then we see her call Simu, which is
Yes.
the driver, who overheard Oga talking on the phone to, no,
Yes.
he was talking in person because he was in his house. So overheard Oga saying that he wants her to have an ashmortion.
Yes.
And um he now came to warn Sarah. Sarah now is the one that set it up for him to come and tell directly to Tinuke what's happening, and Tinuke flares up. I was just like, girl,
I'm
what's
like, girl, you
going
wanna
on?
fight? I'll throw hands right now. I'll just be like,
What is going on? Like, clue in. She was like, oh, that he's lying, that you believe in Simu, who is always talking too much, that you can't trust
over
him
her husband.
over her husband. That why will I believe him over her? This my husband thing. I really want to know where to take us. And then um he's just like, I don't Sarah is telling her like, you need to calm down first of all, because this is becoming too much. Like, listen to what he's saying. And the
Yes.
guy, she now, I think, fires him on the spot. She's like, no, I came
Yes.
to tell you that since I've been seeing you and Oga Anthony running around, running the streets, I not say anything to Oga that told me to be following you, but I'm coming to tell you now today because I know that this is
Life and
critical.
death.
This is a
Yes.
life and death matter. And she was just like, next thing you know, she's like, get out of here, get out, leave me alone. She's one Sarah. Sarah said, okay, I'll leave you alone. Okay. Like, in Sarah's head, she's coming to terms with it. Like, this my friend, I idiot too. But it's okay.
When it's not an idiot too. So kind of friends I will just make you wonder like,
It just make you give up. She said, okay, not a problem, not a problem. And then sure enough, Sarah, uh Tinuke gets up and she's walking out. She said, Tinuke, what? You're spotting. What's happening? So they rush her to the hospital. And I think it's the stress of everything also. Mind
yes.
you, she's also trying to repair her relationship with her father and paying him back the money
Yes.
that she gave to her husband, who is not even talking about giving her back the money.
Nothing, no, she might nothing.
So she ends up in the hospital, and the doctor comes in. Very beautiful. I like the doctor. She was very pretty, very
Yeah.
soft spoken, and she was representing for the curvy girls. And she came in and she was like, that I want you guys, I want you to know that everything is okay, and you're looking good, everything is normal, it's just a minor spotting, so take it easy and everything. So she decides to ask the doctor that, okay, thank you, that what about tubal ligation? She asked her about tubal. She said,
Yes.
what tubal ligation? She said, years ago I was diagnosed with tubal ligation. She said, no, you do not have tubal ligation. She said, um no, I do. I do. I have trouble, like you said. It, and when did they diagnose? Say years ago. Said, so if you had cerebral ligation, you won't be able to conceive now. Said, what? So she now goes back to Sarah and she's telling Sarah everything. And Sarah is like, w- looking it up. She said, so Tinuke, you didn't even get second opinion.
Like
Like, and she's
like
narrating
oh,
the
like
story of
so
how
like she was like well like everything had to go through what's
Paula.
his name caller before she could do anything. But like sis, like
Like, sis, come on, think, like, you're too educated for this, and
for
that
this
was where I was. It was not adding up for me.
because you are so wealthy that you could go you could have traveled out of the country if you wanted to. Like you can't tell me that hospital was literally where
It began and ended.
began and ended. That was the only part in the whole movie that really threw me off.
I was just like, nah, I think you have to
Yes, like
out.
how much, like even if the man is holding your brain, like Kaba, you
Ah,
know?
So that's why Sarah was not asking, like, Happy the guy do juju for you because me, I don't understand. Oh. Why you so the girl now said dumb? She said, ah, that's those were not my words. I said, yes, I'm dumb. And I'm happy she said it.
Yes, I was like, finally, it means
Finally,
because for her to have said it meant that her eyes has finally cleared.
finally opened.
You
Like
understand?
finally, it took that people like
When you call yourself out on your own BS, that's when you know that
yeah, that's when
yes,
you know that
and
you're
yeah,
ready to accept it. And I was like, wait, so now she now discovered that she doesn't, so she goes to seek a second opinion and she doesn't have tubal ligation. So they dig deep further into it and they find out that it's actually Kola that
I
is
have
the
a problem.
that has the problem. You know, guys, semen. So this is the Sarah friend is asking like, wait, so if truly this was the case, then how did Darren come to be? We adopted Derele. And
Ah,
remember, guys, at the beginning of this, I said there was a key moment that I wish you would have, where you should report to your friends, like vital things. This was it,
yes.
where she said, we adopted Derele. So he said, no wonder. When I wanted to come and see you in London when you had the baby, you said no, that we're having the baby in New Zealand. Say, yes, I lied to you because as the man of the house, caller said, I said, Jesus, this is disgusting.
Guys, who you marry can make or mar you. Like this movie stresses on the power of marriage.
Yeah.
Like let's even leave aside the part of that this guy was a narcissist. Marriage as an institution is such a powerful, is so life changing. Like
Mm-hmm.
if you know in yourself that this person you're marrying is not coming as an addition to your
Uh,
life,
let's
just be single.
be
The
single.
world will be all right. Everybody
Yes,
will be okay.
you too. You'll be okay.
You too, you'll be okay.
I want that
Because
to be a thing. I
marriage
want
is
that to
meant
be
to
a
be
thing.
two becomes one, and that one becomes a stronger and tighter rope together. But when
Mm-hmm.
you are marrying somebody and you're still feeling like you're single, the
Mm-mm.
aim is not achieved.
Mm-mm.
The aim was not achieved, and this was just her life
This was
depicted.
our life.
Like for like, if I'm married, why do I want to be having separate rooms when I'm
Why?
married?
I mean, I don't mind having my own beauty
No,
room.
as women, you have a bigger closet. That's
Yeah, yeah.
different. But the bed we will sleep on in the night.
In bed
So
was
in
what.
the cold, you're your own. In the hot, you're your own. Whatever is happening, you're your own. Then the only time that you and your
Your
husband
roommate.
have a reasonable discussion is when you're about to give him money.
That's wild to me.
If you're not giving him something, he does not want to talk to you. He's not going to be nice to you. What's that?
That's wild to me. That's actually wild.
What's that? And again, let me tell you, if as a person, you as a woman in particular, if you're seeing that you cannot be honest with your true friends or true family members about the person you're dating, like you have to always cover up some things, cover
Mm.
cover here, that is a red flag.
That's a red flag, and that's why I
That's
was
a
saying at
red flag
the beginning
right there.
of the video because she had kept that from her true best friend, because that's
Yes,
best friend. Honestly, she had
because
kept
you're
that best.
you're you're scared that they will tell you what you really know.
That is so true. Everyone's true character is I'm marry a kind person.
Marry a kind
Pastor is
person.
so right on this one. Like he is so right. Your true character, every small thing becomes
Mhm.
amplified. So if
It
you cannot
does.
when you're dating people, just do
I
yourself.
don't I don't believe that people and I may be wrong. Well, I may be wrong in this, or I may not. Agreed upon. But I don't believe that people show who they really are in marriage. Just like what Bryce just said,
Mm,
behaviors are amplified. But you
mm.
can't tell me that you dated somebody for 6 months to 1 year and they did not show you a teeny weeny bit of what they are doing to you in marriage. I would not agree with that. I would not agree with that. I'm sorry, I will not agree with that.
Mm.
He may not give she or he or she may not give you a full scope of who they are. They may not slap you in a marriage, but when people are dating, they will raise their voice small, or
Mm.
they will slap somebody else.
Mm.
But you, they did not slap you. You understand? But they are
Mm.
slapping other people around you. You're seeing them slap.
Mm.
What did
Well,
you expect to happen when you now married the person?
I don't know if I agree with that 100%. And I say that
Oh no,
because
like I said, it's not what people will agree with 100%, but
mm-hmm.
that is what I strongly stand upon. That
Mm.
when you're talking to people, if only if you're not being observant, if you're not looking into things, I'm very observant, so I'm always looking into things. Like every action you make can tell me a lot, you know. But if you're just the person that is just like, oh, he bought me flowers today, and hey, and that's all you want. But if you take your time to really study the person you're with, you will see different things about them. You may not really have a full. I just watched this movie, The Residence, over the like some days past. It's like where she kind of tries to and like find out who did this murder. Like one thing will lead to a different thing. So he or she may not show you in the full scope that this is who they are. But one action can lead to a different action, and you just piece it together,
Mm-hmm.
bring it all together and make and figure out what it is. But you can't tell me that in the full time of it, 1 year, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you did not see even one sign.
Mm.
I would never. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's my own. It's my own um scope. Nobody is that good. Nobody is really that good. You
Girl,
may, you
I've
may
not,
think
I've not seen some people.
nobody is really that good. I'm sorry.
Ah, my
Nobody
dear,
is really that good.
just
Mm.
pray. Just pray. That's all I can say.
No,
'Cause
no, but that's the thing. I'm praying and I'm also watching. It's two things. You are praying and you're watching. Your eyes is looking because I'm a Christian, guys. I'm praying and I'm watching. I don't watch alone. I'm doing both. Both work hand in hand for me. You understand? But I'm always watching. I'm
mm,
always watching. I don't feel like I don't think that someone can pretend for that long. I really don't think so. Even us women that are very good at pretending, at we can show you different things per time. It's only a matter of time.
okay. Joshua says not every cover up is a red flag. Some could be me protecting my partner from family and friends.
Mm.
Necessarily, I would say to your statement earlier that some people are good. They're really good. And eh, that's why I say just pray because I don't know how to put it, but they're so good you wouldn't even know what hit you. Like it will come at you like a truck. They are good
Mm.
until they get what they want. So if somebody that is their goal is to get married, their
Yeah.
is their representative you're meeting, no representative is their representative you're meeting until you enter that marriage, and then you see the real person. Because one thing I know is, especially if you're not living together, that's why
Mm.
now a lot of people want to stress, oh, we should live together in that shit. But I'm saying, like, especially if you're not living together, it's easy now. I'll come for one
Yes.
weekend. When I come on the weekend, I know how to package myself, especially somebody that is experienced.
Hmm.
Really have to be careful, and you really, really just have to pray that God
Yes.
exposes all, because I feel like, and this might be a little bit harsh, there are demons walking around in human form.
It's very
And,
true.
um,
Oh, which is why I stressed, guys, that praying and watching is everything. Like
yeah,
I think that was what I did not add at first.
yeah,
We are praying.
yeah,
So many times, what Biba said is very true. So people are really, really, really good,
yeah.
but when you're praying, God will show you things about someone. Like many times, can I
Listen,
can I
listen,
speak honestly? Many
speak.
times, God has shown me things about someone, but I did not believe that that is who they are. I struggle to believe it
Mm-hmm.
because because they were too good.
Mm.
They showed all the green flags that I was like, this is not, it's just my mind playing tricks on me. Until boom, one day it happens, and you're like, okay, you know, yes. So people can be good like that, but I feel like when you pray, it saves you the heartbreak. It cuts off those it saves you that time of having
Mm.
to find out. You don't have to mess around and find out.
Mm.
You know,
Don't mess around and find out.
no, you don't have to.
So now Funke's eyes are finally open, and she is now seeing things for what they are. She's now like, Colin a bastard.
Oh my gosh.
Colin this man. God forbid. So Funke is her eyes are open, and now we fast forward to, because Kola now has found out who it was that was actually sleeping with his wife through who?
Yes.
This winch. So
Ah, so
so that, remember the video recording that she said that she had, that she went to go and try and make threats and get more money because apparently she and the
yes.
family want to. I said, all this money will I don't get. You people cannot leave. You're still here. I was like, when I saw, I was like, this girl is still here. She actually went and gave it to Kola. She was the one who was gathering the information to give to him, because remember, the driver was not doing his job. So now
At all.
Omaomi comes in, and she now gives him the video and everything. So after he has paid, I think he gave them $10,000. Omaomi and the sister came for more.
Chai.
So that greed right there, human greed. And when they came for more, he was like, "Oh, so these girls want to threaten me, but and I never see streets." Then fast forward to when she actually uh what's his name? Fine boy. What's his name? What fine
Joseph Benjamin or
No,
Effa.
Effa. Effa now is
Okay.
driving. He's going to work. You're a bad demon.
You're
That
bad demon.
Ah, this one passed your bad demon. Oh. This one, he was, no. So now he's driving to work in his car, cruising, and then police pull him over, and they pull him up, and they tell him to open his trunk, and he's like, "There's nothing in my trunk. Why are you disturbing me?" The police tell him to open it. He opens it, and sure enough, is the body of his ex-girlfriend that he had nothing to do with,
To
by the
do.
way. Throw him in jail, and they now start getting the story. The sister now comes forward to the policemen and tell them that it is actually Kola who actually killed the sister, because remember, Omaomi was
Yes.
blackmailing Joseph, and she was trying to get more money. She was trying to extort him, she and the sister, but the sister came forward and said what she needed to say. So now he's in jail. I think he got released. I didn't really catch that. There was just so much happening.
Yeah, but no, I mean, obviously, it's gonna get released at some point once they figure out all this
Yes,
stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
So Joseph now, we find out that he kills him, and Joseph also he has no semen, child. He
Yeah.
can't have kids, so we figure out Darren is adopted. So now Afunke is now like, okay, so something has to happen. Literally, I have to get out of here. So we see her in the scene packing up the documents and everything. And this scene amazed me. And I want to tell you why this scene amazed me, because she was on the phone with her brother, and with everything that is going on, this woman is pregnant too. I was like, these guys don't feel for this poor lady. This woman is pregnant, and she had just been discharged from the hospital, and she's frantic. She wants to get everything and get out. I trust me, I know that feeling that when you just want to grab everything and be like, I'm done with you,
Yeah.
right? And Funke is on the phone. The brother calls her, and he too, he wants something from her. Oh, the remainder of the 500 million from dad. I don't know why he has taken it up upon himself. You notice how the dad still didn't promote him.
No, because he would have run down the company.
He would have run down the company.
No.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
dad didn't promote him. But anyway, um, Funke she's packing up. Then she's on the phone with Sarah, and Sarah is like, "Please, you're still there. Please, I told you would have left by now. Just leave, just leave." Next thing you know, who shows up while she's on the phone?
My
Caller.
husband.
Caller shows up. And like, what are you doing? Caller, I know everything. I say,
Like,
"Kid,
Haba.
God, this girl, no, she doesn't learn. She doesn't learn." Say, Kola, I know everything. I know. I figured it out. Yeah, you lied to me, Kola. You were messing with my head. You were this. So now everything is clued in for her. And she's pissed. She's upset. She rightfully so. But that's not how you do it. You just quietly carry your kaya and
And
come.
be going.
You know why? Why do you want to let the whole world know? And meanwhile, as the sister to Omaomi has said that it's Kola that killed her, he's on the way. The police is on the way.
Yes.
And is on the way because she has just realized that she's still in the house and she doesn't know why. The brother that
That
is
one
on the
too.
phone with her, that one too. Then who else? I think Anthony is on his way as well.
Yes.
So everybody is coming to whatever address that is in Lagos. That must be a popping place.
Yeah, like
She now they're now tussling each other because she's like, see all the documents here. She found the documents of his problem, his condition, and she's going threatening to expose. He now rips the document. Rips everything. He's like, "Oh, you think that's all I have? The rest is in my phone." I said, "This girl's an idiot.
she's a
This woman
like
is an idiot. Why are you telling him? Why are you telling the guy?" So now they are tussling
again, book
on
smart and street smart is two
zero,
different things.
two
Two
different things,
different
and we're
things.
seeing it
Two
here.
different things.
We're seeing it here live and direct. So anyway, she now they're tussling, and all I'm thinking in my head is this lady is pregnant. So she now falls to the ground and he starts kicking her. And yo, I did not like that. I didn't like that. I felt like
Yes.
they could have kept that one out. I didn't like that whole scene.
No. And then her brother comes in and then he tries to help out, which I was very impressed by
I was
because
very impressed
they
by the
had so
brother.
much sibling rivalry that you would think that he would even like that. But he was like,
Yeah,
no, don't mess with my sister, like,
only me can mess with my sister.
yes,
And that's how my brothers are with me. It's like,
yes,
she's my punching
so
bag. I'm joking.
yeah, don't mess with her. Like anything I have with her is between me and her. Like, don't get into
Exactly.
it. So I love how he was. I mean, he couldn't really fight because
Put it
the color guy was about to kill him, but still, he still tried. He tried. He tried.
a
So, but
busy guy,
yeah, but
man.
I love that.
Oh,
Yeah, I love how he he supported his sister, and even at the hospital when okay, so after all that, luckily the police came in and grabbed him.
no, they did come in and grab him. What happened
Okay,
was
he ran out to escape.
yeah,
Yes, so they caught him. Yes, and he was still trying to run, but they were
yeah.
like at
As he
this
was
point,
trying
give
to
it
climb
up.
fence. Ah,
Just give it up.
it was just like this.
Yes, So her friend was out there too. So her friend rushed into the house and got her. Next thing we see is where they are at the hospital. I think she didn't lose the baby, right? She didn't lose the
No, she
baby.
didn't. The baby was
Yes.
fine.
Then her brother comes in and she's like, "Oh, thank you for saving my life," and that was really nice and touching.
Yeah, she said, thank
How
you. In as much as me and you go back and forth, you're still my sister at the end of the day. And that just
Yeah, that's melted my heart.
that
Yeah.
melted my heart. I was just
And
like,
I
okay.
think you have sense. That's last.
Alas, even though you graduate from polytechnic, you get sense.
Oh my gosh. I love that like the mom also was a very fair person too. I was
Yes.
at first I was thinking she was gonna be those moms that would support
Moms that
the
support the son.
the son, but that was not who she was. She was really there for her kids.
And the mom gave her husband respect,
Yes, she
but she
did.
did not let him walk over her. I like the way
Yes,
she had that balance, like, okay, listen to your father, but honey, you safe now.
yes, yes,
No, like you that I think that is a very fair way to handle things in
yes,
any family
Any
really.
family. I agree. I agree. So this guys, this movie was
It was
amazing.
long. The
Like
review is as long as the movie
the
was. But
review is not as a movie. I'm like, what is going on here? Well, I mean, it's one movie that you want to explain every single piece.
every single
Sometimes
scene.
some movies will just give you different scenes that are not really needed, you know,
Hmm.
and you just jump over them. But this movie, like every scene needs to be spoken about. I
Yeah,
don't think we miss some scenes just because of how
it was
how
so
far
bad.
it's really gone. Yes.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we did
it's
a
a really good movie. You guys need to go see it. It's Finding Me in it's on Amazon Prime,
hmm.
produced by Funke Akindele and co-directed by Funke Akindele and Isioma Osaji.
That's
So
beautiful.
really, really good movie, guys. Really
How would
good.
you rate the movie out of 10? We should start doing like a rating plan. Yeah,
Ah,
that's how we should start doing our reviews. We have
I
a rating.
know.
We'll try and chop it down, guys. We'll try and chop it down as we goes. As we go, I'll put
Yes,
in more chapters so you can. Hope it's gonna be hard for this movie, Sha.
I know.
I'll,
Let's not promise anything for this one. I'm sorry.
yeah, this one is a tough one.
But going further, we're going to work on keeping our reviews really short.
Shorter.
It's just
Shorter.
that sometimes when we get into it, like we just it's so
You
hard,
gist.
but we'll
We
try.
like gist, as
We
you can
like gist.
tell.
I'm
Last night
sorry.
I was practicing on my boyfriend. I was telling him like,
Yeah,
oh, I was giving him the gist of it, and he was like, ah, this gist is sweet.
I'm telling you, like,
He made me want to go and watch the movie.
no,
I was
the
like,
movie is good. It's really good. Like even the day I watched it, I didn't drop my phone till I finished it, and that was how
oh
good. I
wow,
didn't skip any part. I was following it.
fully invested till the
Yeah,
end. It
yeah.
was good. So out of 10, what are we giving it?
Honestly, I'll give it an eight and a half of a nine, or even a nine.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9 too.
I'll give it a
Yeah,
nine.
that's
I
what I was
feel like
about to
it was really good. I watched a review someone made, but I'm not that person that is really looking to see like mistakes in movie.
say.
I'm not that person. Like when I watch movies, I really want to have an open mind to watching the movie. If I
Mm,
see a mistake, it's because of it's really obvious. Like you really put it
obvious.
in my face for me to say it. But I'm not just looking at it like, she didn't do that. She didn't do that. That's not what I want to do.
Mm,
Yeah. So I'll give it a nine. I feel like the movie was good.
the
The
movie
movie
was
was
really
good. Props to Miss Funke Akindele.
I see. No, she killed it. She
Good
killed it. She always does a good job. She
Yeah.
always does a good job. I'll give it a 9 too. Those
Okay.
wigs they aggravated me, so I can't give you a 10. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to exit the live now,
Thank
and
you guys.
check out Chantel's channel as well as mine, Biba T,
Yes.
and all shades of
Ocean
Chantel.
Trail.
Follow us on all social media platforms.
Same name.
Same name,
Yes.
except TikTok. Mine is
Yes.
BYBAT. All right. I will see you guys in the next one. Let us know down below what you want us to review next, and we will.
Yes, please. Let's know in the comment section what movies you like us to
Yes.
review, and we'll consider that, and
We
then
will.
we'll definitely do it. But see you next Friday,
Next
hopefully.
Friday. Expect
Yeah.
us on Fridays, is what I wanted to say. And
Yes.
yeah, have a good one. Bye.
Bye, guys.